So ladies, we're about to be inspired, be transformed, and become the woman that you envision. So for some of you, you haven't actually envisioned the woman that you can become. Some of you actually have been looking for her and want to know who she is and how to become her. Well, you're at the right place. Ignite Her Be Women Biz and Lifestyle Success Conference. I'm your host, and I'm taking you through this journey. Why can I take you through this journey? Because I'm a woman that's become. I understand the process. You know, it's really like the butterfly to the caterpillar. It's called the metamorphosis process. And this process has 4 stages to it, but we won't get into that. You got a lot more to learn. But what we are going to talk about is becoming. By 18, I was a mother of 2 babies. I want that to sink in for a second. A mother of 2 babies. I grew up poor. I grew up in the projects. Yes, the projects. That means government assistance. I grew up with a single mother, and I always say single mothers do the best they know how. And I'm cheering for single mothers. It's a tough job. I had no father in the home. And what does that mean? That means I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Recently, I was interviewed by WIS TV, NBC News, and they asked me what could eradicate teen pregnancy. And I shared a story with them, my story. But one of the most important things I said was teen pregnancy is really not about sex, and it's all about love. We're seeking love. That's what I was doing, seeking love. So many of you are seeking that same love, and you're looking for it, but it's not coming because it's a self thing. This thing that we are doing here at Ignite Her Be is about you honoring you. It's about you stepping up and daring that woman inside you to come forward. It's about that yearning, that nudge from the creator, the universe, saying, come out. It's about you discovering more of you, going deeper. I always say the deeper is where the answers are. And I also say it's time for you to show up to the woman you say you want to be. So 2 babies by 18, growing up poor, single mother, no father in the home, and a lot of people that said, you won't be. And I wonder one day, would I ever become a successful woman? But I did. You're looking at her. I've made over $1 million. Hey, I've lost some money too. We'll talk about that later. I have managed to reach my dreams. I've touched them. I know what they taste like. I know what they feel like. And now I have the pleasure of sharing with you a woman that her story is so profound, it touches you in your uterus. The ladies who work with me and those of you who are here at the B conference, you have heard by now, we're going to touch in the uterus. That's where I believe success really lies. This woman really touches from that place. She touches the message of becoming from the womb. She has a story that leaves us no excuses. I want to introduce to you the most inspiring woman I've met in a very long time. Beautiful, talented, gorgeous. Dr. Jacqueline Walters, a lot of you know her. And for those of you who don't, Married to Medicine. Just go take a look out there, Bravo TV. But what I love about her most is that doesn't define who she's become. Her story defines the woman she's become. And you have a story too. We're going to help you develop it today. So I want you conscious. I want you to come fully. And I want you to stay connected because we're getting ready to take you on the journey to become the woman that you envision.
Hello ladies, welcome to Ignite Her Be 2015. You don't realize today you are super blessed to be here. This is the first day of the best day of the rest of your life. Not only are you here, but I'm here as your celebrity guest because guess what? I need Ignite Her Be as well. So I invite you to just start out on this journey because the journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with 1 step, and today is the first step. So let me tell you something. This is a super fantastic place to be. What other place could you be where you'll be inspired, encouraged, enriched? And guess what? If you want to see a change, be the change. And the other things you need to know is that If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So you're here today so you can change those things that you're doing so you can be Ignite Her Beat 2015. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here because I need to be inspired as well. And you look super fantastic. So today we're talking about becoming. If you go to Webster and you look up the word be, you're going to see exist. You're going to see the word live. If you look up the word coming, you're going to see forward steps, movement toward a certain action. So if you are becoming, you are taking steps to becoming alive, to exist. From my story, becoming, I want to tell you all about it. Now don't think that I just got here today and I'm on Bravo and I own a practice in 2 places and I'm working hard. Let me tell you about the dash. From where I started in small town, Mississippi, to where I am today. I started in a small town, 2 traffic lights, 1 stop sign. I always said at the 2nd traffic light from the age of 8, one day I'm gonna be great. I said it every day. The Bible says to speak those things that be not as though they were. So you get up in the morning like I do and you set your thermostat. You gotta turn it on like you do an air conditioner. And you just keep running your air conditioner until the room gets to that temperature. So what I do, I wake up and say, today is gonna be a great day. And when I get to the office, whether I feel good or I look good, I keep saying, I'm gonna have a great day today. I'm gonna have a great day today. And in a few hours, guess what? I look around, I'm having a great day. I'm laughing, I'm inspiring, I'm helping other people. I'm helping bring life into this world. So I encourage you every day when you wake up and your feet hit the floor, make your day great by speaking it. Find you some great affirmations, whatever it needs to be. I'm out of debt and all my needs are met. I have plenty of more to put in store. I walk in the favor of God. Whatever you need to say. I will not overeat today because my body is the temple of God and I must take care of it. Realize that your health is your greatest wealth. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be around to enjoy your wealth. So I encourage you to take care of yourself. I recall going through a phase in my life where I felt it was a little bit darker than I wanted to be. And I will tell you the story. At 38, I got married, and shortly after, I'm thinking I knew my clock was ticking. I needed to get pregnant, and I did. Within a year, I was pregnant, and in a week after getting pregnant, I actually had a miscarriage, or we call it a spontaneous abortion. After my miscarriage, the next week, I found out I had breast cancer. After finding out I had breast cancer, I was told that I was going to have some type of a procedure in which we call a lumpectomy. Long story short, I had a lumpectomy. I had to have a 2nd lumpectomy. I was told I didn't need chemo. A week later, I got a phone call saying I did need chemo. And if you're vain like I was, I thought immediately about my hair. And knowing that I had to go through chemo and possibly lose my hair, I had a moment. But I remember a scripture that said, I will live and not die. And I would say it every day and I would think it every day. And long story short, I went through chemo, shedded hair. And let me tell you about my husband. I said, baby, you think I'm losing my hair? I wanted him to say nope. He said, yep, hair everywhere. Went through that phase and I realized that I still had something to live for. I learned 6 months of chemo, 33 cycles of radiation. And lo and behold, a month later, I realized I was infertile. Most people would give up, cave in, and quit. It made me fight harder. So I learned we'd try every infertility treatment that I could afford, and I still got absolutely nothing. But I learned a year later, I had breast cancer for the 2nd time. I had 2 opportunities to die. I didn't want either one of them. I didn't take it. I decided I wanted to live. Out of that phase in my life, I developed a foundation called 50 Shades of Pink because I knew going to chemo, I dressed up every day. It was important to me that I looked good because I knew science supports. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you do good. So I walked through chemo every day with my dressed up outfit on, cheap as it may have been because I didn't want them to mess it up. But I did. I would go around messing with the other ladies, telling them to turn his scarf to the side, put a bow to the front, because it was important to me that I looked good, I knew I felt good, and I wanted them to feel the same way. So we developed 50 Shades of Pink so that women can look good, feel good, and do good. I'm telling you more about the dash. So I got married, I got pregnant, I lost a pregnancy, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, I had chemo, radiation, I was diagnosed infertile, I had breast cancer a second time, I had a double mastectomy, and life could have been bad. But you know what? I was in it for the fight. I said every day, you can't fight this fight with tears in your eyes because you can't see. So I got a good ugly cry out, you know, the big cry out, and I didn't cry again. I wanted to. They'd come to the rim and they wouldn't drop, because you can't fight your fight with tears in your eyes. So I encourage you today to soak up everything that they're saying to you like a sponge. You become impregnated with the words that are being spoken here today and that are coming out of my mouth, because the only person who can change you is you. There's a torch on the inside of everybody. And I actually have a poem that I try to keep in my pocket. It says, "Hold high the torch. You did not light its glow. 'Twas given to you by other hands, you know. 'Tis yours to keep it burning bright, and yours to pass on when you no more need light." A torch to me symbolizes willpower. It was used in the biblical times to light the way when people were in darkness. A torch signifies perseverance against adversity. A torch is that fight when you don't know what to do but fight, and you don't know how strong you are until strong is all you have. So I encourage you to get up and fight no matter what comes your way, whether it's poverty, whether it's health challenges, whether it's family members that we don't always want to be with. No matter what it is that comes your way, you got to fight until there's no more breath left in your body. So I encourage you to hold high your torch of determination and resilience. Like I told you with breast cancer, I refused to give up. And everything my doctors told me to do, surprisingly as it is, I did it. They said chemo, I said okay. They said radiation, I said okay. Because I knew my doctors were there to make me better. So I encourage you to go to the doctor. Take your family with you. You would be surprised how many people just don't go to the doctor. And as I said earlier, your health is your greatest wealth. On that note, I'll tell you, hold high your torch of wellness. You've got to take care of yourself, because you only get one person. Now, we as women have become momingers and wifingers. We manage the husbands and we manage the children, so much so that we don't take care of ourselves. So I encourage you today to start taking care of yourself. Change the way you eat. You've heard it. You are what you eat. If you want to be fast food, be fast food. But it's not good for you. It makes you, I can't say the word fat. You know, I got in trouble for that. So I'll just say it makes you thick. I encourage you to eat right. Drink water. Exercise. If it's a simple walk in the park, but walk briskly. You're not Miss America, so walk fast. Get your heart rate up. Burn those calories. Get rid of the toxins. Take care of yourself. And lastly, I want you to hold high the torch of giving back. In medical school, we were taught, do one, see one, do one, teach one. So I encourage you, when you leave here today, and you're so impregnated with being the best, and not the best you can be, because that's relative, be the best. When you leave here today, you reach back and you bring somebody else with you the next time, so that they can leave here as impregnated with strength and determination, endurance and perseverance as you are. Because I know what I know, when you leave here now, you'll never be the same. Be the change you want to see. Thank you.
Dr. Jackie, it's so inspiring to be here with you. I am beyond honored. You know, I'm just a girl from the projects with 2 babies, and I'm here. I'm like in this space. It's almost like, God, how did I go from there to here, become this woman at this moment? And I'm sitting here with you. You know, you are a mega star. Yes, mega. Women can see you all across America by turning on their television or plugging in their laptop. But they don't know the Dr. Jackie, the one that became the Bravo Married to Medicine. Yes. And we're going to share that with her more today, right?
Yes.
But what I want you to know as I hold your hands, you know, you shared something as we were spending time together. You wasn't dying today.
Oh no, absolutely not. 2 opportunities to die. 2 opportunities. It knocked twice. I refused. I'm not home.
I haven't heard that one before.
Not home. I refused. I refused to go.
That's the ultimate.
Yes.
Dying.
Oh, that's the it.
That's the
it's
it,
fine.
right?
Yes.
IT.
Yeah.
So when I say to women as a success expert, and I say show up to go up, that's what I'm going to add. We not dying today. Hashtag Dr. Jackie Walters.
And you make a decision, and change is not change until you change.
That's correct.
And you make a decision. I'm not going. I knew I had too much more left on this earth to do, that I'm like, okay, it's only here to make me better. And I did say the second time, God, you get the right address? Did you get the right house? And because it was there, I'm like, I gotta fight it. And I knew I couldn't fight my fight with tears in my eyes. So I did what we do. I cried. I cried. I got the first diagnosis at work because, one, I was misbehaving. I actually called the pathologist myself because I'm a doctor.
Yes.
And I want my results because I really thought it would just be nothing. So many of us get that call back after a mammogram, and we take it for granted. It's not going to be me. And I did that too. I got the biopsy. I made the phone call, and I said, this is Dr. Walters. I want to get my results. And when he spoke to me, he said, he was a foreign pathologist, and he said, this is infiltrating lobular carcinoma. And I thought I was hearing the wrong thing. I didn't think he was speaking English to me. And so when he said infiltrating lobular carcinoma, the doctor in me knew that meant cancer. But that woman, that little girl, said it can't be me. I didn't have family history. The only risk factor that I can think that I had is I had not had babies by 30, which is a risk factor.
Right.
And so hearing him tell me I had cancer, I didn't process. I didn't want to receive it, so I said, okay, thank you. I hung the phone up and I proceeded to see patients.
You went right on back to
I went right back to work.
Okay.
I was seeing patients, and by the last patient, I think my body knew that I needed to stop and process. So I'm doing a procedure called a colposcopy. I'm looking through a big lens, and there are crocodile tears, and they're rolling down my eyes. And my mind is saying, you don't cry. What are you crying for? We don't cry. But I had tears in my eyes. I stopped to call my husband. And I said that I had spoken to the pathologist, and he said, because I still was not in a belief mode, that I had infiltrating lobular carcinoma, and baby, that's cancer. And so my husband said, I'm on my way. I got a call from the surgeon who reprimanded me for calling to get my own pathology to say I need you in the office in the morning at 7. And long story short, I learned I had been diagnosed with lobular carcinoma, which is one of the types of breast cancer that can go to both sides. So I didn't want to hear that, and I knew too much. And I'm writing a book, and it's called On Both Sides of the Knife.
Ah, I love it.
I'm a physician, but I'm a patient. And so I knew enough. I needed to know about lymph nodes, and I wanted in my mind to know about lymphovascular spaces. I wanted to know a stage. I wanted to know everything right there so I could process, but I had nothing. No. So I did it. I cried. I got it out of my system, and then I said, let's get a plan. We're going to get a plan. We're going to write it down. We're going to walk the plan. In my mind, I knew breast cancer could be unto death for some, but I made a declaration right then. I don't want to die. So I'm not dying.
She doesn't want to die. She says, I'm not dying.
Yes. And so I did everything I needed to do. I heard from the doctors. I went to every appointment. I did what they told me to do. I changed my diet.
Yes.
I started exercising when I could.
Yes.
Everything they told me to do. The hair part, I just kind of slicked it back. And as black girls, we know about slicking back hair.
Yes, we do.
I did everything I needed to do to keep my fight face on.